Alright, so I got an interesting one for y'all today. I'm going to keep the intro short, sweet, and to the point so we can get right to it. What are all of those? Well, to keep it simple, I was searching through some stuff with my grandma the other day, and lo and behold, we found an old camcorder that just so happened to have footage on it. And I copied all the footage off of the SD card that camcorder had, and we're going to make a video out of it. I believe all these files right here, like cutting off right there, that whole top row and then stopping right here at this 1409 file, are all one video. And it seems like it's pretty interesting, seems like it's edit worthy. So without further ado, let's hop into that footage right now. I apologize for the lack of a proper camcorder, but obviously I had to settle with this one because it was the one that I had on hand. But today's video is nothing short of interesting, as I got a little bit of an issue here. See, this is the HP a250n that I showed in a prior video, which I actually used in a bedside setup that sat right next to the bed, and I had it set down there with my speaker, subwoofer, and then I had the monitor on top. Well, unfortunately, something happened to the HP a250n like I figured and I feared. As you see, the Bestech power supply that's in there definitely did crap out on me, but it didn't blow up in flames, thank goodness. But what it did do is something frankly weird, odd, and I'm not gonna fool around with. So let me just go ahead and bring the camera closer here. Yes, I do have it on a tripod, so it'll kind of make this easier to see. Now, let me go ahead and turn around the HP Pavilion a250n here, and I'll turn off the light really quickly so you can see this. So let me go ahead and plug in the 12-volt power cord, or the power cord itself, not 12-volt. You see that? It means there's some kind of a power failure when that power light blinks like that. I don't think that's normal. So what I'm going to be doing live on video for everybody's viewing pleasure is we're going to be installing a power supply into the computer. The only one I had lying around was this 400 watt Coolmax power supply, which came out of another computer. I know this one works and it has been tested, so this does function. And unfortunately, there's a good bad thing about this. This has a 24-pin connector. Bad. Good news is it will fit inside this motherboard, which only has a 20-pin. Good. And it also has the 4-pin CPU power that I need because of the Pentium 4 requiring it on the motherboard. And also, as a value add, where are they located at? I know they're on here. There's SATA power connectors on here, so in case I want to add like a solid state drive later onto this thing, like I would, it's there. And so what we're going to be doing, like I said, we're going to be putting in a new power supply into this computer. So we got to take the nasty Bestech one out. So that's going to be a project of its own, and yes, I will be recording the whole thing. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this clip here, and I'm going to take care of a couple things, and we will get started. Now, if all else were the case, I would probably most likely be recording with my iPad, which I just got recently, and I should make a video about, OtterBox and all. But I have to do this with two hands, unfortunately, and doing it without two hands would make this a very boring video. So let's go ahead and get into this. First thing, we're going to go ahead and unplug the 4-pin power. This is the one cable I needed, and if it didn't need that, I would have had another power supply I could have stuck in here. There's one up here, right up in the floppy drive. So I just gotta be gentle with it and take that out. I got this earlier. There we go. Alright, I should probably bring this closer to me, but I'm too lazy to do that. Alright, so next we got to take out the power to the hard drive. Maybe I should get a little bit closer, that might help. You know what, just for the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and take out the IDE. Just because it's in my way. Oh my goodness, this is so ridiculous to do. Oh, there we go. Alright, now I got better access to that Molex. Aha, there we go. Okay, now the motherboard connector. See, this is the 20-pin type. Like I was showing you earlier, the new power supply had a 24. So, as you tell, that's definitely a little bit different. So let me just go ahead. I'm going to fix the camera here one more time. I'm also going to go ahead and turn down the exposure just a little bit. Turn it down there. I know it makes this inside of it a little bit darker, but you're not looking in there, are you? Now the fun parts. The optical drives. These ones I really didn't want to do, but I'm going to have to do them anyway because they are so ridiculous. And, maybe, just maybe. Oh, there's the DVD burner out. Or at least the DVD burner's power. I don't know about this one. This one's going to be a little ridiculous. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera, in which case I am. Maybe? Just maybe. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop the camera for this one. This one's gonna be a little bit of a pain. Okay, finally I got that one out. As you can clearly see, I've had to take off the faceplate, but it's out now, so I can just go ahead and I need to check to see if there's any missing cables that I might have to detach, and it does not look like there's any, so I'm gonna have to unplug the card reader for just a moment. So the card reader can indeed unplug you for just one minute. I think that's everything. Let's go and lock the CD-ROM drive back in. And now we have to go ahead and take the screws out. So I'll get to that. Make sure you're viewing this okay. So just do that.
A little more tension. Alright.
I'm surprised that the power supply actually didn't die as soon as sooner than I thought, which was going to be on DOD or Dead on Arrival. No, I'm sorry, DOA or Dead on Arrival. That's what I meant to say. I was surprised that it actually didn't do that, and instead died like, I don't know, a month later. So it really did surprise me. But then again, it's a Best Tech. Best Techs are prone to and known to fail in this case. Oh geez, everyone's messaging me on Skype tonight. Isn't that a surprise? I think that's everything we need to take out. I don't see any other screws, so should be able to just angle this out. Unless I'm missing any screws. Nope, doesn't look like it. It sure don't look like it. Oh, I'm gonna have to move both optical drives forward. And I can get this out of here, maybe. Is it stuck to anything? I don't think so. Oh, it's just stuck to the CPU clip. Alright. Nasty old Best Tech is out of here. Actually, I'm curious. Is there any bloated caps in here? I don't see any blown caps, which is a surprise. Although I'm probably going to go ahead and I'm going to probably salvage this thing for its cooling fan and maybe anything others and throw it away. Best Techs really aren't worth anything anymore. So now, oh, I want my iPad. Not a fun thing to do to it. How are we going to put this in? Oh, we got to put it in like such. So we'll just go ahead. We're going to pop her in. Make sure the screws would line up, and indeed they do perfectly. However, I think I'm going to have to take off this little overlay for the power cable, or actually maybe I'm going to have to chew off some of that metal, because that won't actually fit in there unless I chew some of that metal off. So I might have to do a little bit of work here before I can actually fit this power supply in. But it is going to fit there, that's a good thing. So let me go take care of that, and I will be right back. And what do you know? Just bending the metal actually saved me quite a bit of time. So, talk about being lazy going into effect there. That worked out great. Alright, so let's go ahead and put back in the screws. That will mount this thing. I usually start with the lower right hand corner, which will center the power supply in.
And all that.
I'm not going to tighten them all the way in. Alright. Now we got the fun screw, which is right underneath this piece of metal. What I was trying to do is I was trying to bend the piece of metal out of the way without inflicting damage to the screw hole, which is right there. So thankfully I didn't incur any damage to it, which is good. So, although this one's going to be the worst screw to put in, because it's right towards that bent piece of metal. But I think it'll just go in fine. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that one in all the way. And then I'll do the next one. Okay. Screw number 3, we're going to put it on that top left hole here. And pop her in. Sorry, I was blocking the camera there. And then we shall put the screws. Alright. So now the screws are in. Now it's time to connect everything. Alright, now it's time for the fun part, and that's reassembly. So, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and plug in the 24 pin, which is supposed to be 20 pin, but I got lazy. Power connector. Now in this case, there's a split there, which leaves a tad bit of room between these 4 pins on the end, and so that would give you a gap for the main 20 pins that you would need. In this case, it goes in this direction. So let's go ahead and stick it in. So it's going to take a little bit more brute force to get this one in, but it should indeed connect without any issues. And it looks like it did. Okay. Alright, that was a big major time saver. Alright, now we got to do the 4-pin power, which would go right there. I'll have to find a way to route that cable later. As with all these cables, I'm going to have to find a way to route them. Alright, let's connect the 2 optical drives. Now that got them right up close, but they're not going to crush anything, thankfully. So now we just got to, you got to connect the floppy drive, of course. So let's do that. And let's just go ahead and connect the hard drive, which goes right here. Excuse the dogs playing in the background. Alright, looks like they are in. Now I gotta reconnect the card reader, which that would go right there in that proprietary connector. So like I said, I'll have to reroute all these cables later, but the majority of them are in, and I think we're ready for a smoke test. So let me move these thumb screws out of the way. Let's go ahead and put back on the faceplate. for a proper test. I'll leave the side panel off, of course. That's going to take 2 hands to put back on, so let me do that. I'm going to set it up, and I will be right back. Okay, we're pretty much ready for the power on, but I've gone ahead and put back in the original hard drive that was in here because I don't have any operating system installed on the new one yet, and I want to make sure this is going to boot up, so I put back in the old one, which still has its install of Windows 7. And I haven't yet plugged in power, so it's time. Let's see if it blows up. And well, it's emitting a very high-pitched sound, but odd. Wonder why it's doing that. I wonder why the power supply is under such a heavy load. Is it because the motherboard's bad or something? I wouldn't think the motherboard's bad already. I hope not. So it's not the power supply in this case. So the best tech is apparently still good. Now that's odd. I can't think of anything else why it wouldn't work. I don't know why it would be doing this rather than not working. So if anyone's got any suggestions, please put them down below in the comment section, and I will be sure to make a follow-up on this because this is not good at all. Not good. And there's the video. I decided to make a little outro just for those who were kind of wondering, oh, well, did you ever fix it? Well, obviously I did because, well, this is an outro. So there she sits right there. She still works just fine. For those who are in the Discord, of course, we all meme about how that thing still does not have a power button cover, but I don't think that's ever going to come to pass. But yeah, got the collection kind of stacked up here in the dorm room. So if anybody would like to see a follow-up video on this, let me know down below in the comment section, because I don't mind actually doing that. It hasn't been on the spotlight in almost 6 years, I would think. I think I got this back in July 2013, but I haven't looked at my videos in so long to actually figure that out. But that machine probably deserves a follow-up video. It's probably been one of my best machines, one of my best Pentium 4s in particular. So again, if anybody wants to see something like that, just let me know. Should probably also make some revisit videos to the A1477C, and I need to make a video on this little eMachines net top, but I gotta figure out a script for that if I'm going to actually do that, because I can't remember all the details in one go. That'll probably be something I need to invest some time into if I have some free time to make a video on that machine. But other than that, that's probably it for now. And yeah, I might have some other video ideas that might involve the use of the a250n, which if you all want to see that, just let me know in the comment section, of course. Probably it'll be all involving Pentium 4s, so could be fun. Well, and probably that Optiplex GX620 there with a Pentium D. Haven't decided yet. I might include that just because it is a Pentium 4 based system, but it isn't a true Pentium 4, but it doesn't really matter. It has Pentium 4 technology in it, basically. Anyway, so that's going to wrap up this video. Appreciate you all coming to watch. I will see you all in the next one.